Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gap where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello, a judicious and terrific Tuesday to all our grade 10 learners, parents, and teachers from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Are you ready for a new English 10 learning adventure? Hold on tight as our ETUlay online tutorial takes you there. I am your tutor guide today from Santa Rosa National High School, SDO Lapu-Lapu City.
Hello, Tutor Guide Juday and Kaitulay and dear wonders. This is your Tutor Guide Rem from Basak Night High School, Lapu-Lapu City. Excited to teach you virtually yet heartily.
Yes. Dear Wonders, join us every Tuesday from 3:40 to 4:20 in the afternoon. To the Ram, we have to say hello to our early bird wanderers. Hello to our first early bird. Hello, Enrico Dalupan. Good afternoon, Sir Julian and Ramim. My name is Enrico Manuel T. Dalupan from you. Oh, wow. Hi, Enrico. You're the top one. Congratulations.
Yes. And for our second EBW or our early bird wanderer is from Santa Lucia National High School. Yes, Luis Errol Francisco. Hello. Thank you so much for being early today.
Wow, and our top 3 EBW is John Andre Malare Gonzalez. Good afternoon, John Andre M. Gonzalez, grade 10-3, watching from Santa Lucia National or Santa Lucia High School. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our learning adventure.
Yes, thank you so much for being early. And we have these important dates. So you may take a screenshot so that you will remember all of these important dates from ETUlay. Thank you so much.
Yes, paki-SS po. I hope tapos na po sila
1, 2,
to Ram.
3. SSD. Thank you so much.
Yes. I'm sure our wanderers to the Ram are ready to wonder as you wonder in English 10 learning adventure. Yes. Let's go.
Yes. And do not forget to share this video lesson using these hashtags, hashtag ETUlay Level Up, hashtag ETUlay English 10, and hashtag ETUlay Ang Saya, so that more will be reached as we teach. Thank you so much for
to the
sharing.
Ram.
And throughout this 40-minute English and learning adventure, I tell you, you will be surprised with a lot of learning spots and aha moments from first stop, second stop, third stop, down to the fourth stop, which is the final thrill. And how about the fifth and sixth stop, Tutor Guide Juday?
Yes, they're gonna have their learning postcard and learning bucket.
Nice. Congratulations, dear wonders, because you are done with the third quarter. And today, be excited as Tutor Guide Juday and I will take you to another adventure here in English 10. So these are the English 10 quarterful learning spots. So for today, Tutor Guide Juday, we have...
Yes, for our week 1 in quarter 4, we are going to distinguish technical terms used in research. How about that, Tutor Ram? And of course, in today's learning adventure, our dear wanderers will earn 2 challenge passes and a total of 50 tokens. So please participate. I'm sure you will. So just enjoy our learning adventure today.
Yes, that's right, Tutor Guide Juday. So once again, you will be discovering something about the technical terms used in research. So why do you need to study about the terms or the terminologies. It's very important because this plays an important role, in understanding the context, the specialized text, the words about research. So be excited for that. But first, let us say thank you so much for the Department of Education Cordillera Administrative Region for being our primary module reference for this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. And let's start our stop. We're gonna have our first stop to the RAM. Let's first have our review. So in our previous session, way back in the last session of quarter three, we talked about the reader response approach. If you can still remember, this reader response approach focuses on the readers and the reading process. And the keywords that you have to remember is the reader plus the text is equal to its meaning. That's one of the different literary criticism approaches to the guide RAM, right? So this is the last, the
That's right.
teacher,
Tutor
the reader
guide, should
response
I?
approach. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. And also, you discovered about the purpose of the reader response approach. This is to examine, explain, and defend the personal reaction of a reader.
Yes, and also the questions of reader response approach. You have to take note of this. Or just keep in mind, try to recall. Question number one is who is the reader? You have to take note of that. Who is the implied reader? And what experiences, thoughts, or knowledge does the text evoke? Questions
Yes.
for the reader response approach. To the
Now,
RAM, I think
welcome to
they're
the
ready.
second stop, which is the
Yay!
thrill. Here you are going to take the first challenge called Which is Which, where you can have one challenge pass, yes, and five tokens. So all you have to do to the guide Jedi.
Yes, choose the letter of the best answer. I hope you're ready. You just have to key in your answers A, B, or C. And let's start with number one. Let's try to check if you have an idea about these things. Number one, the basic purpose of a research paper is to, is it A, explain, B, describe, or C, inform? What do you think? Let's check your answers. Wow, Hannah
8
Bio
seconds.
Competente answered already 1A. Okay, and Rainiel, hello Rainiel. And Almira Rainiel says it's A. Let's reveal to Ma'am Ram. I think the timer is up. And correct answer is the basic purpose of research paper is to inform. It's letter C. Congratulations, Mary Rose, Carol, Miriam, Pauline. And let's proceed to number two.
Number two, it is an organized body of concepts and principles intended to explain a particular phenomenon. Is it A, theory, B, research, or C, concept? 3 seconds. Now begin. I know you can do it, dear wonders. So let us check your answers. All right. First, we have for number two, do not forget to type number two together with the letter of your answer. Wow, I can see a lot of comments and answers this time. So time is up. Let us try to check who got the correct answer. So let's reveal the answer for number two. We have letter A, theory. You've got one token for item number two. I think it's time to proceed to the third item. Go ahead, Shudai Judai.
Yes, for number three to the guide RAM, all the tools used in the research should be seen in this part. Which part do you think? Should you see the different tools that you use in your research? Is it A, references, B, methodology, or C, introduction? You have 3 seconds to answer, and timer starts now. 3 seconds, think. Which part of your research can you see the tools? Time is up. And to the RAM, let's try to reveal our answer. For number three, it's letter B, methodology. Congratulations, Christine May and the rest. Christine May, and yes, congratulations, everyone. Let's proceed to number four, Tutor Guide RAM.
Good job, dear wanderers. Now it's time for you to answer the fourth item. This kind of research is used to describe variables and examine relationships among them. Is it A, qualitative method, B, grounded theory, or C, experimental design? within 3 seconds, and the timer now begin. I know you can do it. Do not forget to key in the item number 4 together with your answer. Hello, Angela. Thank you for watching. Time is up. The correct answer for number 4 is you got it right. It's letter C, experimental design. You've got one token. Congratulations, Charmaine Rivera. Number 4, letter C, John Darrell. Congratulations. Now, let's proceed to the fifth and the last item.
Yes, tutor. For number five, it is the systematic process of collecting and analyzing information in order to increase our understanding of the information of the phenomenon which is of concern or interest. What do you think is the answer? Is it A, research, B, debate, or C, thesis? What do you think? For 3 seconds, 3 seconds, kind of think. It is a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information. We already have answers, and most of you answered number five, letter A. Congratulations. The correct answer here is letter A, indeed. A, research. Congratulations, Mary Rose, Hannah, John Mark, John Albert, Angelou, Cyan, Steffi, Mark, Ira Yu, and to the rest of all our wonders. Congratulations and great job. I hope you have,
Wow!
yeah, five
Many
over
of
five.
them got the correct answer. I hope that our dear Wonders Shooter Guide Jedi will not forget to comment their tokens. Is it 5? Is it 4? Thank you so much for taking our first challenge. Now let's proceed to the third step. And what is this,
For
Shooter
our
Guide Jedi?
yes, for our third stop, our treasure hunt. Before we will talk about the topics to the RAM, let's give our wanderers the objectives for today's session. So here are the main objectives for today's session. We are going to expect from you, dear wanderers, to define what research is, identify what research terminology is described, and discuss the technical terms used in research. Since we will be talking about the different terminologies or the technical terms in research, I hope you are all excited to learn about them. And to the RAM,
Yes,
let's
yes,
start our
yes.
treasure hunt.
Right, Shooter Guide Jedi, welcome to the third stop, which is the treasure hunt. As Shooter Guide has mentioned a while ago, so this picture allows you to think, this has something to do about discovering something, learning information, and yes, sharing, collecting information. That is actually basically what research is all about. But before going to those terms, let us try to really ask ourselves, what is research? Yes, what is research? But before that, Shooter Guide Jedi, they have to be reminded of the importance of research so that we can tap their why power. Shooter Guide Jedi and Shooter Guide, why are you sharing this information? Why are we discovering something about research? Go ahead, Shooter Guide Jedi, please. Thank you.
Yes, Tutor Guide Ram. Why is it important to study about research? So we are going to talk about the importance of research. Number one reason is it's a tool for building knowledge and facilitating learning. That's our main purpose, really, to build knowledge and facilitate learning. Another importance of research is it is a means to understand issues and increase public awareness. We do research to understand the real issue and for all the public to know what really is happening. And of course, also another important thing about research is it helps us succeed in business. So it's not just purely educational. Why do you have to do research? Also in terms of businesses, teacher tutor guide ram. So those are
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
three. And another importance of research tutor guide ram is
Number 4, it allows us to disprove lies and support the truth. On this day and age, needless
right.
to say, yeah, I know that you will agree with me that we are being fed with all the fake news, the lies, and all. So, this lesson, this learning spot for today, enables you and empowers you to disprove lies and support what is the truth through research. And at the same time, studying research will help you find, gauge, measure, and seize opportunities. So, because when you do research or when you discover something through research, you will find more opportunities, which is better, which is not. So there you go. How about this, the two last things to discover about the importance of research, Tutor Guide Jedi?
Yes, Tour Guide Ram. Also, it promotes a love of and confidence in reading, writing, analyzing, and sharing valuable information. When you do research, you do a lot of reading, you do a lot of writing, you do a lot of analyzing, and then after that, you're going to share those valuable information that you gain from your research. And of course, because of that, it will provide nourishment and exercise for your mind. It's so nice. It's a good
I
exercise for
like
your
it.
mind if you do research. So it's good to have research. Let's start our research tutor guide, Rem.
Yes, yes, yes. But before moving on to the next slide, let us just recognize more and more wonders from San Mariano National High School. Tutor Guide Jedi, we have Pauline Alexa. Yes, hi Pauline. We also have Ashley from Santa Lucia and Francine Manansala and Jerson from Santa Lucia and from Ocampo National High School, Macabebe High School. So if you are new to our adventure, please type your name together with the name of your school, and hopefully we can encourage and invite you to submit your output. So thank you for still watching because you will discover more about research. So first, you are going to define what is research. So this has something to do about collecting data and information, as well as learning and finding new things, because new things are always exciting. And Tutor Guide Jedi, what is more
Yes.
about research?
Let's have another another definition of research. Of course, again, as what we have mentioned already in our first challenge, we mentioned about research as an advanced knowledge which follows a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information in order to understand more the phenomena under study. So if you have a lot of questions, why do you have to do this, why do you do that, then do the research. It will give you an idea, an information to understand the phenomena under your study. Yes, to the RAM. And of course, we have examples. What are the examples of research? To the
So we
RAM?
have here action research, thesis, dissertation, and case study are just a few of the examples of research, which actually you will be discovering more of them as we hop from one learning spot to another within the range of our fourth quarter learning spots. So, medyo bitinin muna natin sila ngayon about sa examples of research Shooter Guide Jedi, because as what we have
Sure.
mentioned earlier, we will be focusing more on that terminology so that the next time that we will talk about all of these things, the examples of research, they are more prepared. How about that?
Yes, 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 to the RAM. And yes, since you have mentioned already about the terminologies of research, so let's show to our wanderers what are these terms that we will be talking about today. So we have the concept, the theory, we have the variables, and hypothesis. So these are the important keywords or the key terms that we will talk about today in our session. Yes, the research terminologies. So let's start to the
First,
RAM with
we have the first term, concept. So this has something to do about describing an object abstractly, describing a phenomenon, what is happening, and also describing an idea. As simple as that. And you will know an example with Tutor Guide Jedi.
yes. An example for this one about the concept is, for example, you are talking about the demographic measures in terms of the income. So you can talk about the income as an example and what's the range. Also, you can talk about the age or the educational level, like what what level, high school graduate, college, or postgraduate. You can also include the number of siblings, like how many siblings in the family, are there four or more siblings in the family. So these is in term of the demographic measures. So these are just some of the examples of concepts. And we have another one, another terminology that is used in research. This is to the
Next
rem.
up, we have theory. This is an organized body of concepts. So there you go. Tutor Gajudai has given you an example of a concepts. And here, when there is a body of concepts, you can actually organize all of those concepts, that with the principles intended to explain a particular phenomenon. So that is about theory. So here we have four examples of theory. First, the theory of relativity, atomic theory, theory of evolution, quantum theory. So science terms, right, Tutor Guide Jedi? So this
Yes,
has
tutor
something to do
guide rem.
about theory. So English is exciting and interesting because it can really cover about science, because research is science, body of knowledge. So we have here the third term, tutor guide Jedi. How do you say this?
Yes.
Variables. You can actually see
Yes,
variables,
it's
but we
variables.
prefer to say tutor guide Jedi. Go ahead.
Okay, it's variables. For variables, we're talking about any quality of a person, group, subject, an event, condition, or situation that varies or takes on different values. So to understand better about the variables, because since we're talking about the quality of a person, the quality of a group, an event, a condition, or situation, let's go and check some examples. We have here to the RAM. Here, for example, you can talk about the age, okay, or the sex, the business income, the expenses. You can also talk about the country of birth, capital expenditure, class grades, eye color, and vehicle type. So these are just some of the variables that you can talk about or discuss in your research. Again, when you say variables, you're talking about the quality of a person, a group, a subject, an event, and a condition or situation. And it varies from different values, of course. We also have to consider the culture and then the values of the group. So that is variable rather. And another terminology tutor guide RAM is
This is actually familiar to almost everyone who has been learning about research. Hypothesis. So this is a logical supposition, a reasonable guess, and educated conjecture that provides a tentative explanation of a phenomenon under investigation. So if a researcher tries to study something, tries to investigate a phenomenon, then he or she can actually have his or her tentative explanation about what has been going on. So that is called hypothesis. So to give you an example, we have Shur Guide Jedi.
yes, for example, under hypothesis tutoring. For example, if you are a researcher and then you are interested in the relationship between study habits and test anxiety. So these are the two things, two variables, the study habits and the test anxiety. So if you're the researcher, you would propose a hypothesis about how these two variables are related. So for example, you might say that test anxiety decreases as a result of effective study habits. So here you're going to have this two variables. You're studying these two variables and make a proposition or a hypothesis that there is a relationship between the test anxiety and the study habits. So again, the example is test anxiety decreases as a result of effective study habits. So if you really study hard, and then you will not have this anxiety in taking the test. That's for sure, tutor guide RAM. Because if you are ready, well, the test would be very easy, right, tutor?
Yes, yes, I
So
think
you
Shur
really have
Guide
to
Jedi
study.
has drawn a conclusion out from the researchers' hypothesis about test anxiety. So So there you go. It's not the conclusion. It's actually a tentative proposition or explanation about a certain phenomenon being studied. So I know that you got the point. Now we have another terminology. What is happening? Sampling. So what is sampling, dear wanderers? So
Sampling.
this is the process of selecting participants who are representatives of a larger population, gain an understanding of a larger population. Because imagine that if you are a researcher and you try to study about a large group of people and really large, so you don't need to really let them participate to your research, but to have a sampling method. You are going to choose representatives out from those certain from that certain group of people. All right, so I hope that you got the point. So we have another example which Sugar Guide Jedi will be explaining. Go ahead, Sugar Guide Jedi.
Yes, for example, dear wanderers, you have this 250 employees. So there are 250. That is what we call the population. So if you want to choose the names of 25 employees out of a hat in a company of 250 employees, you're going to have a random sample. So how do you do that random? Well, as you go on, we will be discussing about how to get the samples, what is random sampling, okay? So an example here, we will focus on sampling. So the population is 250, and you are going to get a random sample. Because why do you call that random sample? Because you are actually giving each employee a chance, an equal chance to be chosen. So you can select. It's up to you how you do it as a researcher. But the 25 employees, that's what we call the sampling out of the population of 250 employees. Right? I hope you get the point, dear wanderers. That's quite easy.
Yes, so
And to the RAM,
25 employees from 250 employees. That's how many percentage? How many percent? Is that 10?
10.
Wow, mathematics. All right, so next is you must learn what is quantitative method. Okay, this is formal, objective, and systematic process in which numerical data is used to obtain information about the world. So when we say quantitative, quantity, we can actually think about numbers, numerical data, so that is quantitative method. But you are going to learn more about it as we give you some examples and another definition. So what can you say about this method, Shooter Guide Jedi?
Yes, to the RAM. In quantitative method, it proves hypothesis by statistical analysis. So we're going to have a statistical analysis and scientific method. Since we are talking about numbers, we have to show to it, we have to defend it, we have to prove it by having this statistical analysis of your data. Quantitative numbers.
Yes. Also, this quantitative method examines relationships among variables. So, in order for the researcher to gain numerical data or interpretation about the thing that he or she is trying to discover, experiment, so that researcher should examine among variables. So, actually, we have an example, and Shurga Jedi will explain further. And this is actually familiar to almost everyone watching. Go ahead, Shurga Jedi.
Yes, our keyword for quantitative is number. So we're talking about the
Yeah.
numbers here. So number could be anything like, for example, you have a survey. So if you're a researcher and you're conducting a survey to understand the amount of time a doctor takes to tend to a patient when the patient walks into the hospital. For example, if you're the researcher and you wanted to know the average amount of time a doctor takes to tend to a patient when that patient walks into the hospital, then you are considering a quantitative method of research. So our keyword here is the amount of time, the number, okay, the amount of time of the doctor. And to give us another to understand or to check the, let's try to compare to the RAM. Quantitative
All right.
versus qualitative. Go to the
So when you
RAM.
see quantitative method, this method uses words. So while quantitative focuses on numbers, this method, the qualitative method, focuses on feelings and uses words instead of number or numerical data. So this method involves a few number of participants. So maybe I can just simply say when you talk about love, so maybe you, when you say quantitative method, so you are going to ask someone, how many lovers have you been? I mean, how many boyfriends do you have or ex-boyfriends? I do not know. So that's quantitative. But if you are going to really ask the quality, to study about how, to study about the feelings, so I think it has something to do about qualitative. Nagpalablav na si Teacher Remy. Hindi na February ngayon. So, Tutor Guide Juday, another thing about qualitative method. Go ahead, please.
Yes, to the RAM. If in quantitative we look into the statistical analysis for qualitative method, we utilize interview. So we have more an interview, we have archived written information and observations to measure the significance of a relationship between variables. So like for example, why do we talk about love to the RAM? Just like in your example, how do you feel about this in terms of blah blah blah? So you can ask if, for example, you are interviewing a person, your respondents about things related to love or whatever. So then you are using the qualitative method. And to the RAM,
So we
to
have here
understand better,
actually,
we have an
and
example.
yes. So when you have unstructured interviews, when you say unstructured, not really that formal, not really that um, structured with all the programs and all, but this is using about open questions so that the researcher or the one who interviews the
Ay,
interviewer can generate qualitative data, yes, through the use of open questions. So imagine that you are interviewing a person or a group of people based from the sampling method that you use. So you can actually have unstructured interviews. And we actually have this comparison that shows the difference between quantitative and qualitative. So let's try to take a look at this, dear wanderers, so that you can clearly explain or discuss the differences between quantitative and qualitative using the same situation that tries to gain different methods like quantitative and qualitative. Should guide should I please?
yes, to the RAM. So here, for example, if you are going to study about a drug abuser, okay, drug abuser, telling how many. So how many is our keyword? How many? You're talking about numbers. The number of pills that they consume per week. So how many is quantitative. Okay, that's our clue. The number. How many? How many pills do they consume? That is quantitative. And for qualitative, you may ask like, how do you feel? You may ask the drug abusers how they feel about abusing drugs. So if you are a researcher and then you want to know how your respondents, how the drug abuser feel about drug abuse or about abusing drugs, so then you are already using the qualitative method. So take note kindly. We have highlighted it there. How many, that's quantity. And how they feel, the keyword there is feel, that's already qualitative. And yes, tutor guide REM, we have many students who are wanderers from, I would like to say hi to this. They mentioned their
Go ahead,
subject
Tutor
teacher
Guide
and
today.
their subject teacher Donita Rose Pascual and advisor
Hello,
Ma'am
Ma'am Junita and Ma'am Charibel.
Ma'am Maribel, hello. Wow, we have a lot of comments here
Thank you so
for
much
them.
for joining us. Yes. All
Hello.
right.
Yes, um,
Yes,
and
so there you
to
go.
proceed.
We actually have, yes, another comparison between the quantitative method and the qualitative method. So we have here the quantitative method focusing on testing theories and hypotheses, while qualitative focuses on exploring ideas and formulating a theory or hypothesis. And when you see quantitative, it has something to do analyzing through math and statistical analysis, while qualitative is about analyzing by summarizing, categorizing, and interpreting. So when you say quantitative, as what your guide Jedi has been emphasizing, so this mainly expressed in numbers, graphs, and tables. On the other hand, when you say qualitative, this mainly expressed in words, numbers, words.
Words.
Quantitative requires many respondents, while qualitative requires only a few participants or respondents. Quantitative use close or multiple questions, while qualitative use open-ended questions. And lastly, the quantitative method, you have to take note of these key words: testing, measurement, objectivity, and replicability. While the key terms for the qualitative method are understanding, context, complexity, and subjectivity. You may take a screenshot so that you can review. 1, 2, 3, Paki SS, SSD. All right, thank you so much.
SSD.
Hope that this comparison help you understand the differences.
Yes, to the RAM. And with our session today, with during our treasure hunt, let's try to reveal the things that we have found out today. Wow, go to the RAM. We have, yes. These are the words that we unlocked today in our treasure hunt. We learned about concept, methodology, qualitative, quantitative. We talked about sampling, theory, and variable. There you go. So to the RAM.
Congratulations! Yes, I like this avatar here that really emphasizing something. You know, SMART is a good way to remember the fundamentals of a research paper or research paper writing, and to help prepare an author in writing a successful research paper. I know that you are very familiar with this. This is just very quick, a sort of a review about SMART. It must be specific, right? Judai, can you explain further what is letter S?
Yes, to the REM. So we believe that this is important just to refresh everyone about the use of SMART in making or doing our research. Specific, it should maintain its focus on the given subject of research. So you answer a specific research question and not be inconsistent or aimless as to convey information or make claims or on other or unrelated topics or subjects. The main thing here is you should focus on the given subject of your research and then just focus on the research question. That's specific.
Yes,
And another
that's
is
specific. The M there is measurable. So your research must contain specific, proven research and cites all research sources and related literature. So, again, it must be what? Specific and must contain proven research, and do not forget to include all the references that you use in doing your study. And what about letter A?
yes, A is attainable. It must provide a thesis statement, one that answers the question or the research question and contributes to the knowledge of the given subject. It should be something which is attainable. A, attainable. And R,
Realistic. So it has something to do about presenting interpretations, arguments, or evaluations. Take note, this is not about fantasy, this is reality based on valid evidence from take note of this: reliable sources. Because when you do research, it has something to do about searching, and it's varied and it's wide. Therefore, you have to choose the sources or the references that you use. They have to be reliable, realistic. And what about the last letter for smart? Jedi?
Yes, the T there is time bound. Okay, as a researcher, if you are a researcher, you have to know your limits, know the time frames. What's the focus of your required work? So you have to state also the scope and then the limitations of your research paper. So what about the time, the limits, as to where, when? You also have to include that. That is T, time bound.
There you go.
And
This time, yes,
yay!
Jedi, welcome to the fourth stop. We're almost there. The final thrill. Challenge number two, called What's the Word? That's the word. I know that you're familiar with that. You can actually earn one challenge pass and actually 10 tokens.
10
All right.
tokens.
So we have number one, Jedi.
Yes, Tutor Ram. We have here our directions. They're going to identify, dear wonders, I hope you are all ready. You're going to identify the example. So we have here an example, and then you're going to choose from the following terminologies that we have it here. So try to think if the example is it A, conceptual framework, B, variable, C, reliability and validity, D, statistics, or E, sampling. We already have an answer for number one. 3 seconds to think.
Wow.
Timer starts now. Well, we have answers already. Let's check if their answer is letter D to the RAM. Are they correct? Let's reveal the correct answer. For number one, this is indeed letter D, statistics. Congratulations to Harchi, John Andre, Julia, Angelica, Janelle, Angelo, Gillian, Jillian, Gary, Gracie,
Wow,
Miriam,
too
and the rest.
many.
Congratulations.
How
Wow.
about
Let's
this
proceed to
picture?
number two.
Number two, is it conceptual framework, variables, reliability and validity, statistics, or sampling? Within 3 seconds, go ahead, dear wanderers. I know you can do it. Number two plus the letter of your answer. Time is up. The correct answer for number two with 2 tokens is E, sampling. Congratulations, John Andre, John Andres and Harchi and Carol say congratulations. Actually, many of you got it right. If only I can read everyone. What about the third item? Go ahead, Shooter Guy Jedi.
Yes, for number three, take a look at the picture. You have 3 seconds to think. What do you think is this example? Is this a conceptual framework? Timer starts. You have timer, 3 seconds. What do you think is the answer? We have number three. According to Trey, number three is a. Another we have is from, okay, Zalin, it's a conceptual framework. Here you're talking about sex, age, work
Yes.
location, the length of employment. Wow, we're talking about the desire to remain in the organization, about the job type. And I think we have mentioned this a while ago. And for number three to the RAM, the correct answer is
B.
letter B, variables. Congratulations, Jan Andre, Xylene. And yeah, Xylene Clemente, congratulations. Dinah, congratulations, everyone. And number four.
Picture number four. What does it say? Is it A, conceptual framework, B, variable, C, reliability and validity, D, statistics, or E, sampling? Timer starts now. Go ahead, dear wanderers. I know you can do it. Thank you so much for still tuning in. Do not forget to key in item number four, together with the letter of your answer. We have answers already. Let's try to reveal the correct answer. Okay, congratulations, Angel Lou. All right, and who else? Thank you for your answer. Mary Eileen, 4A, that's actually correct. Conceptual framework, 2 tokens for you. And to complete this final thrill, Tutor Guide Jedi,
Yes, for number five, take a look at the picture. Here, there's this. The keyword is there. For sure, you can get the
Yes,
correct answer. It's very clear for
easy.
number five. It's in there. Your survey results should be blah, 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 blah. 2 tokens for
Three
this.
seconds.
Yes, let's reveal the correct answer to the RAM because this is very easy for our wanderers. For sure. Congratulations, Julia, Gerald, Miriam, Angelo, Pia
Dan
Bon.
Andre.
Yay! Congratulations. The
Yeah.
correct answer for number five is letter C, reliability and validity. Yes, yes,
Wow,
yes.
you made it, dear Wanderers. You have just earned
Congratulations.
15 tokens if you got it a perfect answer. So you have 15 over 15. Do not forget to type there at the comment section your tokens, the number of tokens that you have received during this adventure. All right, for your learning postcard, Tutor Guide Jedi, research
Yes, to
it.
the RAM. They're going to research it. Okay, directions research and study the parts or format of a research. This is very easy. You just have to research on the parts or the format of a research paper. What do you think? So send your outputs to the RAM. They
All
can
right.
use the link or the QR
The
code.
QR code. So you don't just research and study. Please take the time to take or make notes and send your outputs to, yes, you can use this link or the QR code. So take screenshot SSD. Congratulations. All right. Wow.
Yay! To the RAM! We are now on our sixth stop. We are now in our learning bucket. And this will summarize the things that we have learned today. Our wanderers have discovered today about research and its terminologies. Also, to the RAM,
Yes, our dear Wonder Shooter Gadget, I have discovered something about research. This is an advanced knowledge which follows a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information in order to understand more the phenomena under study. And along with that, we have a lot of terms. I know that they got it right. We actually have, yes, an assessment for this, right, Shooter Guide Jedi?
yes, to the RAM, we have discovered today about concept, theory, variables, hypothesis, quantitative and qualitative method, and also sampling.
And you have also discovered about specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound. So you have to remember SMART because this is really helpful and
Smart.
fundamental in writing a research paper. All right.
Yes, and of course, thank you. Here's our references for today's session. And to the RAM.
Yes, we would like to invite our Kaitulay and dear wanderers to support our friends from the English Junior High School Department to, yes, choose their exemplary tutors for the third quarter. So please scan the QR code to nominate your ETUlay tutor. The period for the nomination starts from April 18 to 23. So do not forget to scan, take a screenshot, and you can also use the link 123. And yes,
SSD.
support our tutors. All right.
And yes, to the RAM. We also have to listen to the feedback from our wanderers. So you're free to give us a feedback. Use this link or the QR code. And yay, we're almost done to the RAM.
Yes, wow. For this school year, now we are in the fourth quarter. We are so grateful for our
Yay!
excellent, supportive, which is actually our director for this session, excellent program head, Ma'am May Sevilla, together with the rest of the English Junior High School ETUlay tutors from grade 7 down to grade 10. Thank you so much for your support and let's learn all together. Do not forget when you share the lesson, this lesson video, do not forget to put the hashtag ETUlay English GJHS.
Yes, and of course, we hope that you have had another wonderful learning adventure with us. This has been your tutor guide today, telling you or reminding you all to be judicious in distinguishing the technical terms used in research. And
Yes,
to the
and this
RAM.
is your tutor guide Ram, excited to teach you next Tuesday about research virtually yet heartily. Thank you so much. Let us say bye for today to say hi next Tuesday. God loves you so much. Don't forget that.
Thank you, everyone. God
Bye.
bless.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!